What's going on, guys? It's your favorite seeker of truth and knowledge and light. All right. Always look to the east where the sun rises and let the sun fall behind you. Continue to go forward and be the best person you can and be a never be a belligerent, never be a combatant, but know how to operate yourself in the world, whether it's on the public or private side. So if this is your first time here, you guys know what the drill is. Check me out at BlackSite32. Yes, I do have other YouTube channels. And I also have, I'm on TikTok and Instagram and all the other stuff. So on BlackSite32.com, you can find my social media page, which you can then add me directly to make sure you're not getting scammed or somebody's pretending to be me in your DMs. I will never ask you guys for money. I will never do any of that stuff. Anything I do is always through BlackSite32, okay? So don't be fooled by these scam artists out here, wherever they might be. So it is what it is. All right, so this particular video is about how to legally never pay taxes again. Yes, I know it's a pretty bold statement, but it's the truth. Now, there's many ways on either well, if you create a private side and you do things privately, then between person to person, you don't have to pay taxes. It's the private. But on your public side, there's two sides. There's your public personal side, and then there's your public business side. Okay, so I'm going to explain. On your public, meaning your all caps name, your ens legis, okay, your legal person, which is actually not physically you. It is a membership document, your birth certificate, and your name represented in all legal letters, which is topography, meaning to how that thing looks. So the topography of all capitalization is capitis demutio maxima, which is in Black Law's dictionary, okay? It does mean a full loss of name and rights and whatever else, because you're creating an entity that is a legal thing and not a legal person. Don't believe me? Check out my other videos or look up for yourself. Is the legal person the same as a natural person? No, they're two separate things. So you're a legal person that you're operating on a day-to-day basis at work and whatever else. If you, in fact, do not want to pay taxes, what you need to do is what we call a revocation of election. Some people in the old days, we would send a letter to the IRS informing them of our rights. We do have that pack available on BlackSite32 for your review, should you want to. However, you would have the court cases in there that back up everything I'm saying by the Supreme Court. So that's supreme law of the land, supersedes everything. But a lot of people go, well, yeah, but Wolf, paying taxes, that's illegal, I've heard, from people. But I don't believe, I don't know. Tell them what's going on. Taxes are not illegal, so stop that. Taxes are perfectly legal. Out of DC, which is controlled by the U.S. corporation, and if you're in their jurisdiction. Now, to go into that, that's another whole video. But what I'm getting to is that if you're using the legal straw man which was provided by the state and the zip codes, then you're a public person. And the U.S. citizen is, in fact, a taxpayer under normal conditions. Okay, so we won't go into all the things here, but what you need to know is that if you are employed and you're using your straw man name, your nom de guerre, which is Latin for war name, and your social, you're generally taxable. But there's ways to curve that or change the status of said thing. One of the ways would be to fill out a W-8BEN form. Another way is to fill out a W-4V form. Another way is an 8233. These are all IRS forms you can look up for yourself. On the state level, I think most states have a non-resident form because you're informing them that you're changing the status of your entity, which is the straw person. You can do these things and make yourself not taxable. Now, another form is a 1040-NR. Okay, your state probably has some similar version called something something NR. You can type in non-resident form for state of California and find it. You're declaring to them that you're not taxable. Why? Because when you're operating under the Constitution, you in fact are not taxable as a private person. but you can still use that entity to be taxable, or you can do taxable events. Now, your CPA is probably not going to like this. I know my friend Kevin doesn't. But you can talk to them. Some of them will know about it. Some of them won't. Most of them should be able to look up the forms and help step you through them. I do not do that for you. I am just a provider of information. So please vet this information for yourself and with a qualified legal certified public accountant, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, as you so see fit for legal advice, because I'm not providing here, nor have I ever, and nor will I. All right. So other ways to do it, you did say, well, what about the business side? What was that about? Well, on the business side, did you know that, like, I think it's in Minnesota, they have the highest number of like tax exempt organizations? Why? Because here's what they do. There's multiple ways to do this, but whoever told you that you couldn't open a business, you guys don't want this information. Never mind. Shut the camera off. We're done. I don't think they really want that information. Well, it's out there. You think I should tell them? Why not? I mean, people are already doing it. This is the age of information. All right, fair enough. Let's give the American people what they want. But remind them this is not for U.S. citizens. Or is it? Well, not if they want to just operate completely and solely as a U.S. citizen. Fair enough. All right. All right, I was talked into it. Enough with the theatrics, Wolf. Let's get to it. So in order to do, if you want to operate as a tax-exempt entity, and let's say you don't want to use the forms on the public, straw man, create a different entity. Now, I recommend going right to irs.gov because it's free to get EINs there. And what I would do is, if you want, you can create a new entity with, say, for instance, your name. You can call, like for me, James C. Lovett, I can call it James C. Lovett Incorporation, LLC, Sole Corp, whatever, and apply for it to be enlisted as tax exempt. Get a tax exempt number. They're going to give you a form and information to fill out on how to further that. Once you do, you can now update your HR department at your job that you are now a tax exempt entity. You will still be working there as you, but now they can pay you your tax exempt entity, which then you would have to go to the bank, use your IRS paper, and open up your tax exempt entity so you can receive your compensation by labor. Notice I didn't say income, because income means you're a corporation and you're taxable. So you're being compensated by your labor and or your wages. And that's it. Now, Wolf, is it really that simple? Yeah. Most things in life are simple if you know the information and how to use it and where to use it and where to apply it. So we've addressed how to do it for your ens legis, your straw man, your nom de gore, your legal person with the social security number. We've talked about creating a business, but what if you're a faith-based person? Well, I'm glad you asked, because on Black Site 32, you can get a form on how to create a faith-based organization, like a church, but not a 501, which is what you were probably thinking. Did you know that there's a classification called a 508c1a? That means that you have the freedom to talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you're saying that your church is private because you have the religious ability to be private and tax exempt without being a 501c3? Why, yes, in fact, you can. So if you want that, hit Black Site 32 and get your education on. Otherwise, if you know how to do it or you have other people who can do it for you, then get it there too. But once again, do you have to use your own name? No. You can actually create any name you want for your corporation that's tax exempt, your faith-based organization. Now, there's some other things that you can, there's other modes and entities that you can create to be tax exempt. If you want other suggestions or possibilities or some of the superfluities of said things, you can feel free to do a consultation with me. I'm right on Black Site 32, first come, first serve. Please follow all the instructions and read when doing a consultation in advance. Other than that, that's it, guys. It's not really that complicated. We have done videos on the 98 number, which is a foreign number for individuals, persons, entities, businesses, and etc. that are in fact foreign, on how to obtain that particular number if you want to use that. So that's just another avenue that you can utilize. So, do you have to use this information? No, not at all. And as always, check with your company to see what they know. Check with your CPA, check with any of your other whatevers, your legal officials, bring it to them. Now, there are some people who cannot use this information. Ah, see, Wolf, I knew it. You're holding out. This was bait and switch bait, click bait. The people who cannot do this are the people who are working directly for the state, the government, because in fact, they are 100% U.S. citizens. They've signed, they've agreed, and by law, unless Congress has changed or something that I don't know of, and there might be a way for you guys to do that. Well, I have had police officers, hey, can I get my pay tax exempt too? Unfortunately, no. But I'm not done studying the law. So though there are some officers out there, well, you're talking about, aren't you against police? No, I'm not. I have friends and family that are police officers, friends and family that are postal workers and whatever else. And a lot of them give me some of this inside information. But here's the thing. That means that they're not sharing it with you. But I will. Now, of course, everything we're talking about here, none of it's illegal, none of it's top secret, none of it's, whatever. It's just little known things because let's be honest, guys. A majority of people who operate publicly and are then taxpayers feed the system. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, of course, the people who, I don't know, gave you your job and make money off of you in your taxes want you to pay taxes. So why would they tell you how to not pay taxes? But once again, if you're a public official, yes, this does not qualify for you, at least under the general information that I have learned thus far. But if somebody out there does have a piece of information on how we can help out our fellow Americans out there who are currently operating as technically foreign agents through the U.S. corporation, police officers, and whatever else, because Supreme Court ruling did in their court case, it says the United States corporation is in fact foreign to the United States of America legally. It's all in the minutiae. But yeah, if somebody does have a way that our fellow Americans who are in those public offices can maneuver around said thing, then yeah, let me know. Vet the information yourself, prove it to me, send it to me in an email with all the information supporting it, and I will make a video on it after I vet it for myself. That's it, guys. So that's it. You want to be tax exempt, use the right form. And now, wait, before you go, bonus footage. Now, normally I would put this in what I call the Wolf Pack. So if you want to join the VIP, where I talk about a little bit more extra things, the minutia, join the Wolf Pack, and that's on YouTube. Once you go to my main channel, @ the Badwolf, or James C Lovett on YouTube, you'll see a join button. Join that, pick any level, and YouTube will have the inside information. So normally this part would be in there. So there's also a thing called a trust. If you create an irrevocable trust, which is considered foreign to the United States of America, which this is foreign to also to the IRS. It's their words, not mine. You can find this all on Cornell Law edu. Then whatever you put into that irrevocable trust, which is different than a revocable trust. And yes, I do sell standard irrevocable and revocable trust on blacksite32.com. It is tax exempt. There you have it. What can you put into a trust and make it then tax exempt? Well, if I was you,